Okay, hello everybody. I'm in the process of grading your material for week 3. Again, most everybody had really outstanding ideas for your final paper, but I want to just take a minute and walk through these because a couple of people are just sort of stopping halfway through, the kind of preparations, which is I'll show you exactly what you need to do, first of all. And then, second of all, we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into the SNHU Shapiro Library. Okay? So, if we go over here to, again, go back to the final project review here for, which is Module 1, okay, click on here, and most of you have done this already, right? But I want to, for those of you who are having some issues, don't just, okay, so let me go back for a moment. Many people are just stopping here. Don't stop here. You can't write a paper about drug and alcohol abuse. That's that's a 100 volume work, okay? So, and don't just tell me bullying is bad. Bullying has been with us forever. Forget that. Please do not do that. Go a little bit more in depth. For those of you who I've suggested that you do so. Many of you have come up with really outstanding topics, income inequality, and just read what I told you in your rubric for your initial submission of your topic. And if I've told you to go a little bit more in depth, here's how you do it. And if I told you you're doing great and you can move ahead with your topic, here's how you do that too. Okay. So a lot of people just kind of stop here. No. Okay. What you want to do is you go down here and to the supporting resource list. And here's where you get some material. Subtopics. That's the key. Don't just write me a paper about bullying. Here you go. School bullying, cyberbullying, workplace bullying. Subtopics are the way that if you need to, if I've suggested that you do it, then here is where you need to go, okay? So click on that supporting research link. Here's crime and violence. It really should be violent crime, but I did not construct this, okay? Is gang-related crime, white-collar crime, or hate crime, okay? So basically, you need to fine grain. Don't write me a paper about crime and violence. There's a lot of crime. It's violent, no. Just focus, and narrow. Drug and alcohol use is another one where people tend to, I get the history of alcohol, that's not going to do us much good. Basically, addiction, the legalization of marijuana, prescription drug abuse, and another potential subtopic I would add on is alcoholism. But if you're right about alcoholism, you need to be specific. You need to focus on that. You could write about cross addiction, too. But here is where you want to go down and drill more into the topic, okay? And then here's income inequality and wealth distribution. I think this is a great one, okay? And then you got plenty. You got your citations just about done for you, okay? So what to do, okay? How to get into the Shapiro Library. Let's talk about that for a minute. You're going to have to do a dive into the library. So I'm going to click onto the library, okay? It's closed, of course, we're online. So what I would do is suggest that you look at keywords here. Hold on, and we'll be right back. So, for example, I've narrowed the topic. I'm typing in the topic opioid epidemic. Okay. And what's happened? And now, okay, because that's a serious social problem, right? Okay. So what happens here is, and this is typical of electronic libraries, okay, you get this massive amount of info, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I don't think you're gonna need to expand your search much, but you're definitely gonna need to narrow it, okay? So what I'm gonna do is you're gonna go over here. What we're interested in is not journalism. You might have a piece of journalism there, but you really want academic journals. Academic journals are peer-reviewed journals. In other words, they're reviewed by other people in the field who know what they're doing, who have that expertise that seems to be in so short supply these days, right? And they are people, who other people recognize as experts in an area. So we're going to click on academic journals here, and it's going to update. Okay, but we're not done yet, okay? We want peer-reviewed, we want peer-reviewed or scholarly journals here. Now, it gives you this range from 1985 to 2020. That is too much information, okay? So what we're going to have to do is narrow that down, okay? Usually with academic research, we go back here, okay? It's updating again. Now we have everything from the past 10 years. What does this mean? It means that the articles are relevant. Research from 1988, we know a whole lot more about opioid addiction, about the physiology, about the social impacts, and they're different than they were in 1988. We know more about that now than before. So let's take a look. Okay, what did I do here? Just to review, I clicked full text, peer-reviewed academic journals. Okay, you can narrow it down further, and I'm clicking the United States, and what it does is and as you see here, these numbers get smaller. Okay. It narrows your search, okay? So there are a couple of ways that you can look at this, right? We just want full text articles. So it gives us everything still, even though we've checked full text. You don't need to hunt for a full text article. You look for articles that are here. Now, again, you need to do a little work and look through this. Let me give you an example of what happens when people don't. Okay? I read more articles about the Aztecs and ancient civilizations in I don't know, pre-Columbian America and their use of drugs. People would cite that because it was the first thing that they went and they grabbed. It's not a grab. You're not going shopping here. You need to sit down and give yourself a couple of hours and read over some of the material. You may be able to use it for your paper. You may not. Here we go. I mean, so some of these articles look great, but there's no full text. Okay. Here's what motivates legislators to ask. Here is making amends for the opioid, applying lessons from opioid epidemic, moving toward a holistic analytical response. That's not okay. Here we have, I think somebody here was dealing with drugs and addiction on the front line, and that's great. If that's you, here's a great article: Baltimore citywide engagement of emergency departments to combat the opioid epidemic. You're going to have to take a few minutes. You can't just do this and blast through it. And look, for the articles that are going to best support you. And you don't need many of them. I think you need maybe 2 or 3 here, or 4, right? That will support your concept map and your final project. Most of you are doing great. Most of you are well on the way. If you've already got these citations and you've got the articles and you've incorporated them into your initial articulation of your project, which is about 60% of you, 70% of you maybe, you're gonna do fine. Don't change a thing, right? Just remember. Okay, let's get. Okay, here we go. Here's conclusion to this special issue, right? Let's look at this full text here. This is kind of a. This is a great article about the opioid epidemic, right? Now, here's another little hint. If you go to this toolbar, you're going to do a couple of things. You can email the article to yourself by clicking here. Okay, if you've got, and you can also do this. Remember that every citation, every article has to be in APA format citation, which means your references or your works cited. Let's click on this and take a look. Okay, here you have an American Psychological Association APA format ready-made. All you have to do is copy it. I would recommend saving these on a Microsoft Word document, and then you can copy it right into your paper. Easy, eh? It doesn't have to be a big strain. This is how you do academic research. Remember, this is a research project, okay? And if I've asked you to redo something or consider fine-tuning it or focus, these are easily used techniques that you can use to make sure that you do the optimum or best job on your final paper at SNHU, okay? So I hope this is useful for you. I'm going to be posting it on the course site and sending it to you as an email attachment, this video. All right. Have a great, we're in week 4. Have a great week 4. If you have any questions as you move through your concept map, please contact me, and we'll work through it. Okay. Take care.